Paul said, I refuse to admit anyone but Jesus Christ and him crucified. You hear the word crucified and you think of some cruel act, don't you? It isn't. Let me share with you my experience of the crucifixion. It is sheer bliss. The 42nd chapter of Psalms, or the 42nd Psalm, if you prefer it. It tells the story of remembrance. And these things I remember. And now he recites what he remembers. How he went with the throng and led them in procession to the house of God. That night, I led them in procession to the house of God. They were altogether, I would say, thrilled beyond measure because we're leading to the house of God. A voice rang out as I led them. And the voice said, and God walks with them. A woman at my side, to my right, she answered the voice. And she said, if God walks with us, where is he? And the voice replied, at your side. She turned to her left, looked into my face, and then she said, what? Is Neville God? And the voice replied, yes, in the act of waking. Then the voice said to me and to me only, it came from the very depths of my being, I laid myself down within you to sleep. And as I slept, I dreamt a dream. I dreamed, and I knew exactly what he was dreaming. He was dreaming that he's I. I also knew that when he woke from his dream, I am he. The two would cease to be two, and they would become one. He is dreaming my life until he awakes within me. But when he awakes within me, he is not another. He awakes as the being in whom he fell asleep, whose life he is dreaming. That I did know. And then this happened. I felt myself move quickly from this wonderful crowd moving towards the seeming house of God. And then suddenly I am nailed upon this body with these 6 vortices. My head is a vortex. My 2 hands are vortices. My right side is a vortex. And my 2 feet, the soles of my feet, are vortices. And I tell you, it is sheer ecstasy. That's the crucifixion. That's when God crucified himself upon this cross called man of flesh and blood. For no one can attain to bliss unless he is generated here on earth. So you and I are here. And God deliberately laid himself down within us to dream our lives. And he's dreaming that he's you. And one day he will awake, and he is you. And you are God, without loss of identity. I will know you just as I know you now, but only you will be raised to the nth degree of beauty. And, well, I can't quite use words to describe the majesty and the dignity and all that is wonderful concerning you. And yet I will know you as God. I will know you as Jim, that I know and love as a friend, and I will still know Jimmy is God. That is the destiny for everyone in this world. So you can forget the historicity of Scripture as organized churches keep it alive and maintain. So Paul made a statement in his famous 13th chapter of 1 Corinthians called the Hymn in Praise of Love, the Hymn of Love. He said, when I was a child, I thought like a child. I spoke like a child. I reasoned like a child. But when I became a man, I gave up childish ways. When you mature spiritually, you give up these childish ways that insist on the historicity of Jesus and secular history of the Bible. It is not. Christ is the pattern man buried in every child born of woman. And that pattern will unfold when that child becomes a man. So he stops accepting the flesh and blood Jesus and sees him for what he is. It's a pattern that unfolds within a man as the man in whom it unfolds.